coaches taking a bite, serving up truth day or night, crunching the flavors, breaking it down, the realest reviews in Foodie Town. Critical Kocsis Food Reviews.
All right, welcome back to Critical Kocsis Food Reviews. Today we're doing another recipe review. Today's recipe is Sichuan Cumin Beef. So you got to marinate the beef first. So that's what we're doing right now. We're going to show you the marinate, and then the second half of the video will be the cooking of the Sichuan Cumin Beef, and we're going to serve it over some basmati rice. So right here in my fake mortar and pestle, we have 3 tablespoons of cumin seeds. All right. 2 tablespoons of Sichuan peppercorns. Right, you're going to heat those up for about a minute in a skillet just to get them a little bit toasted. And then you're going to crush them into a fine powder. And then in this bowl here, we've got 4 dried red chilies chopped. The recipe doesn't say whether it's fine or rough chopped, so we did about a medium chop. 2 teaspoons of crushed red chili peppers, a teaspoon of kosher salt, and 2 tablespoons of oil. We're going to mix all the spices together. Right here we have 1.5 pounds of chuck cut into approximately 1-inch cubes. And then once we get all the spices and the oil mixed together, we're going to throw the beef in here. We're going to use our hands. We're going to get a little dirty. We're going to make sure all the beef is covered with the seasoning. We're going to cover this bowl. We're going to put it in the refrigerator. The recipe says an hour. We're going to let it sit a little bit longer than an hour, just because we have plans today, and the recipe and Critical Kocsis doesn't determine our family plans or the schedule. So make sure you get in there. Make sure all the beef goes into the candle. Some of the seasoning got in the candle. Sorry, my youngest daughter is filming the video because I got feedback that I stand too close to the video. I should use a tripod. But this way she can be the director and determine when to videotape me and when to videotape the food. So we're going to get our hands right in here. You want to get in here, Asia? All right, so we have the beef. Almost every piece has seasoning on it, a little bit of oil. Now the recipe calls for chuck. I would do it the first time. Well, I am doing it the first time with chuck. We'll see if I want to increase the quality of the beef next time. If the seasoning's really good, but then the meat took away from it, I would do the same recipe again, but this time with possibly a better cut of meat. But chuck's not bad. All right, we've cut away most of the fat. These are some pretty good pieces. So there we go. Everything's down, everything's covered. Put everything together. We're gonna wash our hands. We're gonna cover this and put it in the fridge for, like I said, for us it's gonna be about 4 hours, but the recipe calls for an hour. So if you only have an hour and then about a half, you can do all this ahead of time. Marinate it for an hour. The cooking process, 10 to 15 minutes if you have your rice ready. So you can do this in about an hour and a half. We're gonna let it marinate for 4. We'll come back, we'll show you the cooking process and what the final product looks like. And then as a family, we're gonna dig in. We'll give you some honest feedback, as always, on Critical Kocsis Food Reviews. So stay tuned. Did you hit record already? Oh, thanks for telling me. All right, so it's gonna splash up a little bit. You can get some of the food in here. Try to make sure all the spices and seasoning from the bowl get in here. Oh, don't show them the dirty bowl, eh? You can really smell the cumin and the spices coming out. So get it in there, get everything flattened out. You're going to stir it occasionally, but let the heat of the cast iron skillet do most of the cooking for you. I'm not going to sit you here on video for the next 10 minutes while I cook it, but we'll come back to the video when it's all done. So this is the part where I kind of screwed up again. Even with my I can't remember if my daughter was videotaping at this point, but it's the end of the video for the Sichuan Cumin Beef. And I had you can see the microphone there, but it's not on. So when the connector to the phone is on, but the microphone is not, it literally drowns out all background noise. And because your voice isn't going to the microphone, I can't explain these things because obviously I'm not smart enough to even be using them. Anyways, this is where I tell you what we thought about the beef. Everyone else in the family thought that the spice was definitely enough, if not a little bit too much. I thought it would be more. When you have 4 dried red chili peppers for that much beef, plus the Sichuan peppercorns, plus pepper flakes, and even cumin has just a little bit of heat to it, I thought it would be a lot hotter. So the flavor was good. Definitely over rice is the way to go. I don't know how in the picture in the cookbook it was red, because there was nothing red that you add to it. Unless you would have soaked the peppers, that would have been, but it doesn't tell you to do that in the ingredients. And it looks like there's almost a sauce on it where there's no sauce created. So I would do the recipe again, but I definitely wouldn't use chuck. I would use at minimum sirloin, maybe even a better cut of meat than that. Some of the pieces got chewy. My wife had to literally cut those 1-inch pieces in half. And so overall, I'd give that recipe a 7 out of 10. It's good flavor, the wrong meat, and the picture definitely doesn't look like there's something missing how they made that. So, yeah, that was the end of the video. If you liked it at all, I like doing the recipe videos because I'm in my house and I control the environment. Definitely comment if there's a recipe you'd like me to try. Comment, like the video, subscribe. Any kind of feedback's important. But if this helped you decide a new recipe to try, that's what the video's made for. Sorry again. Kritical Kocsis Food Reviews, recipe reviews, Sichuan Cumin Beef, 7 out of 10. And we'll catch you next time.